Welcome back to more Let's Play Dragon Warrior Monsters. Last time, we took on S-Class at the arena, and although we did really good in the first two fights, the third one proved to be a nightmare, with the Metal Man's Metal Drac having Massacre, randomly one-shotting any one monster in the fight. With a little bit of luck and one extra attempt, we managed to take it out, but it certainly took some doing and was one of the hardest fights we've encountered. Afterward, the king let us know that we've been selected as the representative for Great Tree for the Starry Night Tournament, which, as we know, if we beat, we'll have our wish granted to find our sister, which is the whole thing that spurred this quest, if you've forgotten. In addition, Great Tree grew, giving us access to the final merchant of the game, who, frankly, I believe is worthless. In addition, we gained access to the final gate of the main game, the Gate of Reflection, which is located, of course, in the Room of Reflection. We gave it a shot, found some pretty hard monsters, recruited a handful of monsters, and then promptly went home. Because, frankly, I have a lot, and I mean a lot, of grinding to do. Because our team is just kinda low level. They're not doing great. Their stats are phenomenal, don't get me wrong. However, their abilities are less than phenomenal. Zap is fine, but we really wanted a better version. Blaze Air for this point in the game is garbage. Vivify is unreliable. Boom is fine, but we really want to explode it. Let's see. Heal Us could be better with Heal Us All, which we haven't seen yet, but trust me, it does exist and it is darn good. Again, same thing with Zap. Also, Tatsu Call could be a little better. He really underperformed in the arena, I'm not going to lie. So, here is everyone's stats, looking pretty darn good, but as I've been saying, they can be better. So, what I plan to do is, a lot of farming. So I'm gonna save the game. I'm gonna hop in here, and I am gonna grind to my heart's content, probably for several days in my time. Stitch it all together, show you any highlights that occurred. Assuming I record it all, because frankly it's going to be a lot of mundane stuff. Show everyone's stats once we're done. Then, we'll tackle the actual Gate of Reflection. It's gonna be a good time. So, I'm gonna get started, and I'll see you once everyone is ridiculously strong. Ideally. Alright, we are back from all of the farming. As you can see, I have made my way back to floor 12 of the Gate of Reflection, as I promised. Everyone has gained many levels, and we are doing much, much better. We will start with Soul, whose defenses and agility are in the 500s. He also has over 500 MP. Is doing really good with 175 health. Still hot-blooded, as you might expect, has a ton of EXP, just a ridiculous number. And his move list has changed a little bit. First and foremost, his, what was it? His Fire Air, Blaze Air, whatever it was called, became Scorching. Very useful. And he learned Surge, which is the move I really wanted on him. Specifically to deal with any and all ailments for the whole party. Super useful. Otherwise, Rose looking very good all around. I want to say, yes, she learned one of her very, very important moves in Ultra Down, which is one of the reasons you use a Rose Vine. It basically casts a whole bunch of detrimental spells all at once, but only on one target, which is the more or less downside. is while it does inflict several really nasty debuffs, it only targets one thing. Still, it is well worth the use and slot. I believe I got rid of Surround for that because it happens to cast Surround. It is darn good, and one of the big reasons I ended up honestly using her, because it's that good. In fact, not only does it cast Surround, it lowers defense and slows the target all in one move. It is darn good. Also, she has even more EXP than Soul. And finally, Toto, who, kinda same old, though he learned Ordain, which is the evolved version of Zap. It does a ton of damage, and it will be his bread and butter going forward. His Vivify also became Revive, meaning we are no longer at a chance for that. Heal Us became Heal Us All, which, although it has a steep MP cost, it is well worth it. And his Call leveled up to Samsi Call, which is very useful. Also, his EXP is even more ridiculous. Kinda funny seeing how differently tiered it is. Otherwise, we're doing pretty good. We have plenty of World Dews and Elf Waters, a couple, or well, one World Leaf, just in case, some Staves, just because, and Warp Wings at our disposal. So let's keep on trekking here. We've made quite the journey. Our team is very powerful now. And although I am hoping to get another level for Rose, she is a fair ways off. We'd probably have to do about 34 fights, give or take. And I just don't know if we're going to get that. Namely, once she hits level 29, she should have her boom spell turn into its better version, Explode It, which we saw with the Metal Man's Metal Slime. It is super good, and one of the reasons I kept Boom on her, just because I wanted her to have some offensive spell. So eventually, she will learn that. I definitely will want to learn that before we take on anything else, but I figure while we're here, it's the perfect opportunity to gain even more EXP, because frankly, I did use here to do all of the grinding. It was super quick on the lower floors, and although I guessed that it might take several days, although it felt like it, it only took, I think, 5 or 6 hours, give or take. So, a fair bit of grinding, a lot of mindless mashing A, Warp Wing once you're out of MP, and then just walk back in, but it was well worth the time. Trust me. As you can see, we are doing quite a bit more damage, and thankfully, we have plenty of healing across the board, plenty of MP to use, and like I said, many healing items, so we shouldn't have any problem getting to the end of this Mystic Gate. At least, that's the hope. Some catastrophic event may occur that might prevent us, but I kinda doubt it. Still, so far, so good. Thank goodness for Toto and his map magic. It's honestly probably just been the most useful spell in the entire game. It's so good. I can't sing its praises enough. I use it every playthrough because why wouldn't you? Still, I can see why you might not use it. An actual offensive spell or something damaging might just be more worthwhile in your case for like arena fights or something. Also, while we're here, I am going to pick up some world leaves. Just so that way, in the event something catastrophic does occur, I will be able to revive our monsters, because frankly, we have some very tough fights coming up. I feel like I've been repeating that every single time we've been somewhere, but it's true. All of the fights we've been encountering are difficult, so there's really no shame in if you want to be prepared and if you've been struggling with them. I know I did. After all, you saw me have to reset at the last arena battle, so it's not exactly all that, much of a secret that the game can be hard. It can throw you some really, really rough stuff. There's another elf water. I do actually want to pick that up. Warp wing. I didn't mean to use it. Thank goodness we just saved the game. I will be right back. My goodness. I tell you, for as long as we've played the game, I'm kind of surprised that's been like the first major time I've done that. There I went, talking about whatever, and my fingers get all quick and moving. Still, that's why it's good you save your game often. It'll save you a lot of time. Now, otherwise, I don't even remember what the heck I was talking about because I just completely messed up. But that is okay. Now, luckily, a lot of these fights shouldn't be very hard at all. With Soul being able to cast Zap or Scorching every single round, Rose being able to heal and debuff things as well as she can, even Toto just whipping out Ordain. I mean, a lot of these monsters really just do not stand a chance. Oh, and that's what I was talking about. The game being difficult. The game can be hard. I mean, we've seen it a couple times. Namely, the self-imposed difficulty because, you know, we read the whole team all at once, we used lower-level monsters in a very high-level area. It gets as hard as you let it be, though there are scenarios where you could completely just screw yourself over and be stuck with not very good monsters. Ooh, a life acorn, okay. To be honest, maybe accidentally using that warp wing paid off. An extra 5 HP for Soul is, I think, absolutely worth a reset. Not that I intended that, but to be fair, you know that I have no way of knowing what we'll find, which is one of the reasons I love the game so much. The randomness really helps its replayability, I think. Although you do get used to seeing the same floor layouts, monsters, and things like that, it's still fun. It's, I think, one of the big reasons that the roguelike genre took off so much. Because although Rogue is esoteric at best, it had an interesting idea of it being a similar game that you play the same way every time. Well, similar way every time, with a lot of random elements that have similar looks and meanings. It's just an interesting genre that I really do enjoy. It keeps it fresh, despite it being the same system. And eventually, once you play the games long enough, you do start recognizing things and understanding mechanically how it works and how deep it is. But I think learning that stuff is what makes the game so fun. Because once you start recognizing, like, oh, this tile's like this, so therefore these things will be like this, or I know these enemies show up here, so I need this stuff, and so on and so forth. It's just interesting. It really does feel like you're on some unknown journey that you could never have truly prepared for, despite knowing somewhat what you're in for. It's just interesting, and I've always loved it. So, it's one game genre that I'm happy is sticking around, and although there are many, many, many roguelikes out there, a lot of them are really fun. And some offer things that you would never expect to be so compatible. Like, for instance, poker, but with modifiers. Who would have thunk that that was a crazy fun thing? Otherwise, keep on going. Floor 19 of 28. We are making a very good time. Not that I really care about how quickly we get there, but I do care about finishing this gate today. At least, ideally. And I suppose, so long as I don't go accidentally warp-winging, we'll get there even quicker. Man, we've been very lucky with where these mysticals have been. Also, one thing that did help when doing a bunch of the farming was trying to look for mimics. In here, they give about 2k EXP. And so, if, for instance, all of these chests were mimics, that would give us a load of EXP. It would be very well worth our time. Map herb, I do not need. I would much prefer the elf water. Moon herb, not a big deal. We have surge, which is excellent. Map herb could be good if you didn't have a monster with map magic or a beast tail, but frankly, you've had those available for so long that if you're at this point in the game and you don't have that stuff still, I mean, I don't really know what to say. Do another quick save. Sorry about the screech in the ear from skipping the text. Oh gosh. Is this going to be a very long floor? Probably. Get our map magic going. Get our step going. Keep our feetsies safe. Or I guess Terry has feet. Soul kind of just floats. Rose has vines. And I think Toto has feet. He's kind of a zombie, so maybe he just has like leg nubs or something. I guess I really don't know. Still, it affects all of us all the same, and I am more than happy to have protection from that. I guess, weirdly enough, it doesn't affect Harry. So maybe there's some sort of protection or magic at work that keeps him safe, but not the monsters. I could see that being a thing. Like, if you were specifically a tamer from this kingdom, they give you like a little something that keeps you safe on your travels, and just makes it so that way the actual monster tamer is relatively safe, at least from hazards and such. Because whenever we lose fights, it's not like Terry suffers. And I mean, you know, it's probably Wadabow. He's probably the one that's keeping us safe from, like, the hazards and bringing us back when we wipe out. That would make the most sense. I mean, after all, he shows up everywhere we go, so it only makes sense. I wonder if that's explained, like, in the manual. I never did own the manual for this game, because I did get it used, so got it secondhand from a game store that was in my hometown. A really great way to go on this one. But I do wonder if they ever explain that. Probably not. But it's one of those fun little musings as to, well, why do you not take damage? Because one thing I do know is that Terry is about 6 years old in this game. And he's commanding some very, very powerful and very dangerous monsters. If any of the other Dragon Quest / Dragon Warrior games are anything to go off of, a lot of the monsters, especially the ones that Terry currently has in his possession with Soul, Hose, and Toto, these monsters are well known for terrorizing entire towns single-handedly. Rose, especially. That one's usually a big boss fight in a couple of Dragon Quest games, I'm pretty sure. I know at least one of them has it. And to be fair, I don't think it's specifically a Rose Vine, but it's a similar enough monster that it may as well be. Man, look at that Thordane. 187 damage. Ridiculous. To be fair, we have seen damage that has been similar in the past from, like, a focused boulder toss, or, really just criticals in general. But just seeing damage like that without a critical, man, oh man, is it so good. Yeah, eventually Soul Sap will also become Thordane. It is just such a darn good damaging move. Eventually, though, notably, Soul will learn something that is even more powerful, if you can believe it. It's gonna take him a long time, though. I don't think we will be seeing that before the Starry Night Tournament, just, because I really don't want to grind for another 10 hours. realistically, that might be how long it takes to get it. Because it is a high-level spell. I think it's about level 34, if my memory serves. It's darn good, don't get me wrong, but it takes its darn sweet time showing up. As if I'm correct, if I look at my notes while we're just wandering about here, I say it is... Ooh, money. Oh, the shiny caught me. Well, that's for the best. Ooh, and hey, there's that jewel bag we've been hearing about. Or, well, heard about once. You know. Cool to see them. Yeah, it's level 36 is the move I am thinking of. Very useful. Which, by the way, just for reference, the move that the name I will not spoil, it is a combination of exploded white fire and white air. So, the big explosion magic, and then both of the elemental breath attacks, if that gives you any idea of the potency of this ability. It is really good. And I am excited to see Soul one day use it and master it. In fact, once he gets that, I'm probably just going to get rid of Scorching for it, because there's no point. It is just better. Let's take a look here. Fairly simple floor. After this, we will only have one more floor. And once we get to that final floor, I would recommend finding the Mystical and then fully healing. I believe you do have time when you get into the final area, like the actual boss room, to heal, but I just wouldn't risk it. What is this staff here? A warp staff? It's kinda useful. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. After all, once we're done with this gate, then it's just the Starry Night Tournament. So, unless I want to go exploring on my own, for grinding purposes, I guess, there's really no point. There's that usual, I guess, not evil, but interesting sounding music. I guess maybe that is what they're kind of going for, is this is like the monster theme of like the very powerful monsters. I kind of want to look into that now and see what game that song originates from and where it's used mostly. Because maybe it is the evil monster theme. I guess I don't really remember. To be fair, I haven't played a ton of Dragon Quest games. I think I've played... let's see. I think 4 and 8 specifically. I own 5 on my phone. Which, yeah, goofy that those games are most accessible on mobile devices, but it is what it is. To be fair, I want to say you can play every Dragon Quest game up through Dragon Quest, I think, 7 on the phone, which is kind of crazy, because a lot of them are really good remakes that were originally on DS, but they're all good. I mean, I love Dragon Quest 4. Wow, 300 damage, 289. I mean, just look at those numbers. You really can't go complaining. I mean, the only thing you could complain about is the MP cost, but for the damage it's putting out, my gosh. I tell ya, good stuff. Good stuff. Now, seeing as we are going to heal anyways, Toto is really close to a level, and Rose is really close to a level. Relatively. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to run around and get them both their level. Just because I would really like for Rose to have Exploded, just because it would be super useful. And getting Toto an extra level will hurt. More stats are more stats, after all. So after this fight, I figure I will cut to whenever Toto levels up, and then once Rose levels up, we'll heal, go through the Mist Hole, and then see what's waiting for us. There you go. Oh, really? Wow. I'm surprised he survived. I'm not gonna lie. There we go. See, that's what should have happened. Alright, I'll be back in just a moment. There we go. Toto hits level 32. He gains 4 HP, 8 MP, 3 attack, 3 defense, 8 agility, no intelligence. Very good for you, Toto. That also means Rose is very close to level. To be fair, Soul is as well, but I think we'll end up getting his level after we face the boss, so I'm not too worried. Otherwise, I'll see you once Rose gains her level. There we go. Rose increases to level 29. She gains 9 HP, 9 MP, 4 attack, 9 defense, 9 agility, 9 intelligence, and Rose's boom becomes exploded. Oh, baby. Oh, this is going to be darn good. Big damage with a huge explosion. Oh, yeah. That is what we are talking about. Use a World Doom to heal everybody up. And then distribute our Elf Water. Toto especially needs it. Soul, additionally, could also use a fresh Elf Water. And let's see, Rose is actually doing super good on MP. Namely because I believe I have her on Cautious right now. Yes, I do. So for what's coming, I want Soul on Charge, Rose on Mixed, and Toto on Mixed. Because we've got a lot of fights coming up. So now that we're healed, let's head on in. See what we're dealing with.
How do you do? I am the Guardian here. My name is Duran. You have good eyes. You're with pretty good monsters. I see you're a somebody. I wonder if you're good enough to fight me. Let me see how you fight. Come on out, my servants. Here, fight to your heart's content.
So yeah, that is the big reason I warned you to heal beforehand. He throws you directly into a fight against 2 servants. Notably, these servants are not recruitable, so don't even try it. I figure may as well use the Mist Staff. If it works, great. If not, whatever. I don't really think they use spells, if memory serves. I believe they use mostly physical stuff. But I guess we'll see. Boom, get some good damage. Also, too, actually checking my notes, they know Blazemost in Blizzard. So, they do use spells, but if you notice, they hurt a fair bit as well. So now that we have done that, Charge, Mix, and Cautious, because I want Toto healing. Namely because he has healed us all. Worst case, I actually might want to use Rose as my main healer, just to spam Hustle while Toto obliterates them with, Explode It, or not Explode It. Gosh darn, Ordain. I'm so excited for Rose to have damage that I'm thinking of her actually using it. Which, to be fair, is rare. It's mainly for grinding that I'm happy to have it, but... She threw up a magic wall, which will be useful. Let's let her get some damage in. Why not? Everyone's at full? Let's have a round of everyone charging. Why not? The quicker we can get damage in there, the quicker the fight will be over. And we do need to be a little careful, but with Servant 1 down, we should have the fight locked in. Very good. And notice, no EXP. That's one of the reasons that fight's a little tricky.
You defeated them easily. Forgive me for having you fight with weaklings. The next one is a pretty tough one. It's a swordman who wandered in search of the best sword in the world, and at last came to me. Come out.
Well. It's that swordsman we've been being followed by.
Let me introduce him to you. He's the one who dedicated his soul to me. And he's the strongest in all the world, Terry. Come on, Terry. Fight to your heart's content. Show him how strong you are.
So although the dialogue didn't really make it obvious this is you. Quite the revelation that the swordsman we've been following, or been followed by, is Terry. This is how this game is a prequel to Dragon Quest VI. Much in the same way that obviously you're playing as Terry, who is a main character there. But, still, you happen to fight Terry. Which, to be fair, he hurts a fair bit. Now, otherwise, for this fight, have Rose on Mixed, let Toto do some healing, and then otherwise charge Mixed, and I'm going to put Toto on Mixed, so that way he will ideally use Somsi Call, so we can get our 4th ally. Pardon the flashing screen. Now, realistically, all Terry kind of does is just spam slash abilities, Rain Slash being the most scary of them. But past that, I mean, I don't really think he's too bad. Compared to the two servants who can spam Blizzard and Blazemos, which, to be fair, they can be shut down by just using the staff like I did. But if you weren't prepared, they can be tough. Terry is a single opponent who kind of just spams Rain Slash, and so long as you're using competent monsters, you'll probably be fine. In fact, why even bother switching tactics when I can just use a World Duke? Doesn't hurt. After all, we came prepared. We know we can't use items in the arena, so we may as well. Additionally, too, a really nice detail is that World Duke also affects Somsi. So, not only are you getting an extra party member, you're also getting more out of your World Dues by summoning him. So, it's useful. Otherwise, honestly, keep on fighting. I think they'll be fine. We shouldn't need a World Dew right away. I want to say Terry has a fair bit of HP. Most things here have, I want to say around 2,000. So these are definitely some endurance tests. If you can't deal with this, then you've got no chance at the tournament. Now, obviously, I'm just being a little gung-ho here, letting our monsters go crazy while I do the healing. It's kind of a nice strategy getting to show this off, because there's not many chances for you to actually do it. So, I quite enjoy it. So far, so good, though. Feeling pretty good about the fight. I don't think we'll have any issues defeating Terry, as evidenced by knocking him out. And again, we do not receive EXP.
How easily you defeated such a brutal opponent. You're not bad. You're my kind of fighter. And such a fighter so near. Thrilling.
So finally...
What a real thrill. Fight me. Satisfy my bloodlust. Taste my steel. Fight.
we have Duran. So yeah, 3 fights all back-to-back in a giant endurance test after the biggest dungeon we have been in yet. It is no joke. This stuff is tough. Make no mistake about it. If you've struggled with this part of the game, I would not blame you. Even on an off-type creature, that Drac Slash still did a ton of damage. This is where, honestly, I'm going to have Soul go cautious, because I want him with all of his speed to heal himself. This is one of the few fights where I really like having over 500 agility, because it makes a serious difference. So I'm going to let Rose and Toto do all the setup they need, while Soul focuses on the healing. He's got plenty of MP to spare. In fact, it looks like Toto's just going to go straight with Ordain. So in that case, I'm going to set Toto to healing and let Soul take on over with healing damage. Now, the only problem is that Toto is a bit slow. Other than that, though, I don't think Duran, without a critical, can outright beat anyone. So I'm not too worried, but I am a little worried that Toto's only going to use Hustle, which might not be able to keep up. Worst case, we can pivot Soul to also healing, or even have Rose focus on healing too, to let Toto deal damage with Bourdain. Honestly, I might have Rose just, seeing as she's just attacking, I might have her charge. Because I would like to see Explode It happen. Usually when there's a single target, they typically don't spam spells, especially if something like Twin Hits is in effect. But we'll see what happens. Also, wow, that vacuum literally does nothing. That's the attack I want to see. Good round to do a Hustle, very nice. Which I believe all of Duran's abilities also aren't magic, the same with Parry. So, although our little misstaff trick worked very well on the servants, it's not going to do you jack here. Now, if you happen to bring a dragon, or I believe a bird, I believe he also has Bird Blow. So, that will make this fight incredibly tough, and you'll pretty much be doing the entire fight with only 1 or 2 party members, depending on how many, birds or dragons you have. So, you want to be careful about that. Probably should have warned you first and foremost, but hey, I figured you'll figure that out yourself. And what's this game without a little trial and error? Now, although this all is very tough and brutal and difficult, there is a silver lining. For every fight you beat here, you won't have to re-challenge it if you fail the succeeding fight. Succeeding? No. Sequential fight, that's the word I'm looking for, sequential. I want to succeed at the fights, which is why that word comes to mind. But so long as you beat one of the fights, you will not have to do it again, which is super nice. So if you can do it all in one go, perfect. If you can't, all you have to do is just make it back, and then you'll be able to fight the last fight you were currently on. So it does make it a lot easier if you're stuck. Let's see, I'm a little worried about Soul's HP. Hoping Toto's going to take a round to heal, but if Duran just keeps using Vacuum, we really have nothing to worry about, because it doesn't affect us, period. I think that's a fact that Toto really enjoys. In fact, yeah, Toto is uncautious, and he's just going for it. I feel like I want to have Rose go cautious, too. Just because I really, really want one of them to use Hustle or something. Because that's a lot of damage. There we go. Perfect. That makes me feel a lot better. Also, Somsi is at full HP. Very nice. Keep on charging. Honestly, let's get a full round of it. I want to see some damage. Soul going with a zap. Very nice. 59, not terribly great, but hey, it's something. A good vacuum round. Perfect for all that damage. Bourdain doing some excellent damage and beating the fight. We have done it and earned 10,334 EXP for all of our troubles. Soul hits level 24. Gains 2 HP, 12 MP, 3 attack, 12 defense, 12 agility, 9 intelligence.
Did I lose? I lost. You fought masterfully. I was utterly defeated. I didn't think a monster master of your caliber existed. Look, I'm still shaking from the excitement. I'm honored to have had the chance to fight you.
There he goes.
You're strong. You even defeated him. I couldn't beat that guy. I mocked you, calling you a coward. Someone who can't even use a sword. I take it back. You're invincible. Even without a sword, you're the best fighter. What's your name?
You really want to tell your true name to Terry? I think it's only fitting.
No, it's okay. I know. For some reason, I feel relieved. It's morning. Time to wake up. So long, Terry. Will we meet again? No, maybe we shouldn't. Let me give you some advice. Terry, don't become like me. Once you've tasted power, you gorge upon it, and it will choke you. Perhaps it's too late for me, but you can still choose. You don't want to be like me. Farewell, Terry. I'm taking off. One more piece of advice? Yeah. Take care of your sister. No matter what.
Which kind of opens up the idea that he's not us from the future. He's an alternate reality Terry. It's kind of sad to see him go like that. But hey, at least our Terry will grow up to be someone strong.
Let's go back.
Thanks, Wadabow. Thank you for just butting in like that. Appreciate it, buddy. I do, actually.
Terry, how was it? What lies in your future? What? You didn't find out about the tournament? It doesn't matter. You're going to win anyway. The Starry Night is approaching. Prepare yourself and rest your monsters.
The Starry Night is coming soon. The whole kingdom is excited. Terry and companions slept off their fatigue in the stable. The day breaks.
And we get the classic Dragon Quest sleep theme. Oh, how fun.
Oh, Terry, did you rest? Tonight is the night of the tournament.
I thought he was going to say Starry Night Tournament.
Masters from afar are waiting for you in the arena. Beat them into the ground.
Oh, King?
Anyway, your wish will come true when you win the tournament. I thought it was to find your kidnapped sister. Or was it to go back to your home world? Regardless, you've worked very hard. Both the people of my kingdom and I trust your ability. You will bring glory to Great Tree. It's up to you now, Master Terry. Oh, bless Great Tree and you. I have to prepare for the tournament. Dismissed. Busy.
So yeah, our next final goal is to tackle the Starry Night Tournament. The final challenge of the main game. That's our goal for next time we play Dragon Warrior Monsters. As always, I'm Brad. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.